this is it. We're counting her down. It's about, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes to 10 here in North Carolina. And PM, you can see it's dark outside. And my wife and I just got back. Today's her birthday. She's a New Year's Eve baby. So we went out to celebrate. So got myself churched up a little bit. And I just, as people tend to do when you're circling into the new year, you have all these things you're going to do. These different resolutions and all that. I got to tell you, 2019 was quite the year for me, and a big reason why I wanted to make this video wasn't necessarily a feel good, be the better version of you in 2020 bullshit. Because I don't think that a calendar year entirely affects who you are. It's what you do during that calendar year that does. So I'm just thinking about my year. February 2019, I lost my job. I had there's fireworks. Maybe you can hear them. It's certainly not gunshots. They're fireworks. But I got fired from my job, as in previous video I've mentioned. That was February. March, my wife and I went on our honeymoon. We got married in November, but our honeymoon was a cruise, and we had it scheduled for March. That was also my birthday present, kind of, sort of. My birthday's in March. But anyway, fired at the end of February, went on our honeymoon, I went unemployed to a cruise that we had already paid for, so we was like, why the hell not? Cheers. And in April, I started with Millis Transfer. And I did a lot of research. And it was actually because of my wife I got into the trucking industry. It's been in my family a couple generations back. But I've always wanted to do it. My wife was like, well, the day I came home, it was either the day or the very next morning after I was fired. She says, well, this is your chance. Why don't you go be a truck driver? And so she's been really supportive. It hasn't been that easy for her, but it hasn't been that hard either. And what I mean by that is we've made it work. And the reason we've made it work is because Millis Transfer has been such a fantastic company to work for. And this isn't a paid advertisement by Millis by any means, but something that you need to consider if you're entering into the 2020 thinking about being a truck driver. The company you work for will make or break you getting into this business. And that doesn't necessarily mean just financially. That could be emotionally, mentally, physically. It just depends on what you do. But Millis Transfer has held up their end of the deal by truly being a family-first company. With me, anyway. I can tell you, not once have I needed something and they not give it to me. I've been able to work it out because of the way I run. Essentially, I'm out 3 to 4 weeks at a time. I was able to be home this holiday, for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, for my wife's birthday. This was a little bit different. This is and then New Year's Day. Me being home right now was somewhat of an emergency that kind of had me messed up my schedule just a bit, but it wasn't like not an issue with Millis. And you need to think about that as you're getting into the business, because there's a lot of companies out here that will leave you stranded. I mean, and I don't mean the sell-it-on thing. They actually shut down, or these other companies that went out of business. But I mean, they'll put you in situations where, we may or may not be able to get you home, and we may or may not pay you what we say we're going to pay you. They're just Millis has true. Even since the Heartland buyout, people ask me all the time, Heartland bought them out now. It's a different company. Not from what I've seen. Matter of fact, I ran into a Heartland driver not too long ago that said the last companies that Heartland has bought out, within a matter of 2 months, they pretty much neutered all the advertising or marketing material that would have said the company they bought out. So when they bought out Interstate, they ripped Interstate off the walls within a couple of months, as I've been told from a Heartland driver. And Heartland was everywhere. And he said the fact that they haven't done that to us is just a blessing for us, I guess. Not really that Heartland's a bad company. I don't have any opinion of Heartland. I haven't worked for them. I don't know anybody that they've personally attacked or harmed. So if you're looking for that kind of information, I don't have it. But I can tell you, Millis has held up their end of the deal. They've paid me what they said they were going to pay me when they said they were going to pay it. My home time has been the reason why being in that truck has not, destroyed my house like you see other people claim that it messes up their lifestyle for one reason or another. And I know it's tough for people that have a bunch of little kids at home, but getting into the business, you got to get your foot in the door somewhere. And I can't think of any true like home every day, home every weekend, CDL jobs that aren't going to take its toll on you one way or another. If you take a day cab, you're probably unloading and loading your freight every day, which I have a buddy that does that. He did that for Pepsi. That's how he got his CDL, at home every day. But man, it messed him up. I mean, it really wore him out. He got home, he had no time for family because he was sleeping. He was wore out. Guy was in good shape, but still, slinging those Pepsi crates all day long messed with him. So ultimately, having started this in April and now going into 2020, I mean, I'm proud to be working for Millis Transfer. Will I be at Millis Transfer forever? Probably not. Things are going to put me in a position where I need to be home more often, I'm sure. And when that time comes, that's what I'll do. But until then, I mean, they give me what I need when I need it. I mean, I'm sitting on my balcony right now, enjoying a cold beer, talking to you guys, and I just want you to know that if you're thinking about getting into the trucking industry, if you're thinking about doing this, if you're thinking about making a change for your life in 2020 by driving a truck, it isn't all sad and negative and depressing as you may read about for some folks. And a lot of the depressing shit you hear usually comes from like old timer drivers, just old school drivers that just, they're not connected in any way. They're out there, the only thing they've got is their CB and maybe a flip phone. And they may or may not talk to somebody during the day. I mean, I'm on the phone all day long talking to folks. I probably talk for 300 of my 500 or so miles that I drive each day. And Millis has been there for my family since I started, and they owed me nothing more or less than they would owe you starting with them. And I can honestly say, this isn't a review of Millis. I've done a review of Millis. This is I know that some people might just need a little kick in the ass going into 2020 if you're thinking about making a change for you or your family. The trucking industry is a fantastic place to go, be it with Millis or whoever it is that you decide is better for you and your family. But man, I'm super happy where I am, and nothing. Are there things that I would change? Absolutely, but that's not what this video is about. And they're not worth me not being there right now. The things that I would have changed. I know y'all were getting a fireworks show tonight. Hell, I didn't know I was getting a fireworks show, but we're getting one. Just a bit of a rant. I mean, I was just thinking about this as me and the wife were heading back for our dinner, and I was just thinking of how cool just the life of a truck driver is, especially in 2020. It's a different era. You know, you're FaceTiming your family at nighttime. You're talking to people all day long. You're texting. You're sending pictures. You're sending videos. You're Facebook messaging. You're connecting via YouTube. So many different outlets to be connected while you're out on the road. You don't have to be by yourself. And I've found that to be true. I mean, I jumped right in. I mean, just immediately, I'm not saying I became the best driver, but I just got really good at truck driving as far as the lifestyle goes. And I really love it a lot. And if it's something you're thinking about doing going into 2020, this is just something you need to think about as a truck driver or as a potential truck driver. And I'm thankful for everybody who on my channel, who I talk to on a pretty regular basis, who comments, the subscribers, all the different things we have going on. It's been a little quiet over the holidays. I've been with family, and I haven't really done much on the channel. But breaking into, I'd say sometime in January, February, I'm going to start popping out quite a few more videos at a time. I have an agenda. I have things written down, certain flow that I want to release things, and so that way they're at least done in both a timely and a higher quality for viewing purposes. So, just out here drinking my beer, not driving any tonight. Like I said, it's just after 10 o'clock now. It's been a longer video, but I just want to do a video like this. I haven't done one in a while, and I want to talk to you guys. And these are some of my favorite videos to have, because before I got into truck driving, I feel like I just needed somebody to just kick me in the ass, and I couldn't find the right video to make me feel like I was doing the right thing. Maybe this is for you. Maybe this is what you've been waiting on. So make the change. 2020. Get that CDL, whatever endorsements it is that you might want to get to go with that CDL. Take those tests. Get out there. Get those miles. I know it's been a really good year for Biggest Trucking. And I just super excited about 2020. And I can't think of much I would change, that I'm going to change going forward. Just continue to try to be a better version of myself tomorrow than I am today. But I've tried to have that be my perpetual lifestyle for as long as I can remember. So no real words of wisdom from me tonight, guys. Just me, my beer, some damn fireworks. Until next time, drive on, driver. Y'all stay safe out there. Cheers and Happy New Year.